So in 5 years' time, Axarya has done well. We put out this podcast and it goes viral and everybody wants to order.
Mm-hmm.
And you look at your production capacity and you can't meet it.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point you have to say, okay, let me source production capacity from other bigger manufacturing hubs.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think that would do to the story? Does it dilute in any way the fact that you are born out of Uganda, but let's say doing parts production from Turkey or Egypt or Nairobi, if they have the production capacity?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to do to your story?
I don't think it's going to damage my story in any way. It's just going to evolve my story. It's actually going to contribute to how I grow because then you'll see growth within that story. Africa is more important, and Uganda is just a part of Africa because I am designing for Africa first, you know. I can still ship to everyone else out there, but I'm designing for Africa first. I strongly believe the Gucci's of this world don't have us in the mind first. They have themselves in their mind first. This is why most of the sizes barely fit us. You find that people here mostly curvy, you know, and you have to adapt to that. We were taught in school to follow standard measurements that were made by a white man. So if you come and say, oh, you're a standard medium, it may not fit you because your body type is different. So the story is only going to evolve to actually grow me even more. If I have capacity to produce in Egypt for the Egyptian, people, I'm going to do that. If I have capacity to produce in Nairobi for the people in Nairobi, I'm going to do that. Yeah. It doesn't take
Um,
away from the fact that I am made in Uganda and that's how I started.
I'll push this. So, have you ever felt the pressure to perform the Ugandan identity just to make the brand more palatable?
Never. Because Uganda, what is being Ugandan? I'm born here. Uganda is not something you show, it's inborn. I don't really think that, I have to play that, oh, I speak Luganda perfectly for me to come off as a Ugandan, or I eat the food for me to come off as a Ugandan. There are people who were born here but raised in the UK. Does that make them non Ugandans? I don't think so. So I don't have to compensate so much for that.
Now, when I look at your products and the output,
Mm.
and as with most African cultures,
Mm.
traditionally there are always signs or motifs that are relatable to the particular countries. So,
Mm.
for instance, if you go to Ghana, when you see a kente, you know, okay, this must be from Ghana. There are
Mm-hmm.
some fabrics that you see, okay, this from maybe Eswatini or South Africa.
Yeah.
There's something that you see, okay, this probably from Kenya. There is no, okay, up to now, I haven't seen any infusion of
Mm.
any of those. Is there any particular story
Mm.
that you are seeking to tell by owning the Ugandan identity, but
Mm-hmm.
then very little trappings of the cultural icons or motifs of Uganda being represented in how you put your brand out?
Mm-hmm. Uganda is still growing. You know, it's one of those countries that are still growing, getting up into the development that we need. That means we also tend to lean to the Western influence, you know, what is trending out there. We are not yet the force that it makes the trends go viral, go out there. And I'm not saying that if we do something that is genuinely ours, it's not going to go out there. For example, the Rolex is out there and it's a Ugandan staple.